Hey everybody, it's Mr. Tolley. I have a activity I want you to do, 4th and 5th graders. We are doing Instrument Week this week, so we are going to put together a 4-measure long drum rhythm using an online drum machine called Drumbit. To access Drumbit, you're going to go onto Clever and you're going to go into Mr. Tolley's page. And there you will find the online drum machine. When you click on that, it will load in another tab. Now up here, you will see the tab that I have, which is Drumbit itself. Inside of, this is drumbit.app. So if you can't get onto Clever, you can always go to drumbit.app and use that instead. So this is what a drum machine looks like. Almost every drum machine works basically the same. So I'm going to kind of go through the app itself. I'm going to create a couple of rhythms, and then I'm going to kind of give you your assignment. So starting at the top, master volume, just how loud your drum machine is. Your tempo, 80 bits per minute is pretty good. You can always make it faster or slower when you get there. You have your kit types. I would like you guys to start with kit 1 to create your rhythm first of all, and you can go on from there. You have your demos. Do not use the demos. That would be cheating. You can listen to the different demos to hear different sounds, get some ideas, but you have to create your own rhythm itself. Then you have here, this is your screen that will show you your sounds playing. So for instance, if I click on kick drum, you see that it comes up there, flashes on the screen to let me know what's happening. Moving across, I have my open file, my save file, I have my more options. In here you will find clear all, which I'm going to do now to clear off the pattern that I already had on here. You have your basic clear and you have record. Down below here, you have 4 boxes that are numbered. Those are your measures, measure 1, 2, 3, and 4. A measure that has nothing in it is black. So if my measure is black, there's nothing in it. If it's red, it's the measure I'm actively on. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put something into measure 1. I'm going to use a kick drum, just that same sound we heard earlier. And then when I click on 2, notice that it's turned blue. That tells me that that measure has something in it. If I hit play right now, it'll play that measure and only that measure because it only plays a measure that is blue. So I'm going to go ahead and play it. The most boring rhythm ever because it's literally just one kick drum. So I'm going to go ahead and go through this section. This is your drum kit itself. Each of these boxes indicates a different part of the rhythm. At the top, you have 4 numbers. Those are your beats. At the bottom, you have 16 numbers. That is the kind of note each of these boxes represents. I am not going to tell you what kind of number or note that is. You should be able to figure out what kind of note you has 16 of them total in 4 beats, or 4 notes per beat. So what is the one that has 4 together? Then I have down the side, I have my different instruments that I can choose. You'll notice right now I have crash, high tom, medium tom, low tom, open hi-hat, closed hi-hat, snare, and kick. Those will change based on the different kit that I use. I'm going to stick with the rock kit for now to kind of help you. And I'm going to build a basic rock sound, but let's go through these. So I have my kick drum. Kick drum is the big bass drum that you play with your right foot. I have my snare drum. Snare drum is that main drum that sits between the legs of the drum player. It has wires on the bottom. They're used a lot in marching bands. We've talked about snare drums before. I have my hi-hat. My hi-hat is the primary cymbal. If all you had was a kick drum, a snare drum, and a hi-hat, you have a full drum kit for a lot of people, particularly punk rock likes to use that. My hi-hat can be open, so the cymbals, this is the one that has the 2 cymbals. Open hi-hat, closed hi-hat. I hit that with a stick to make different sounds. So closed hi-hat, open hi-hat. Notice the open hi-hat is a little longer. I have my 3 tom options, so we have a high, low, and middle. You can think of those exactly like our tubanos, low, middle, and high. And then I have my crash cymbal. That's the big cymbal that sits off to the side. It's called a ride cymbal. That is on almost every kit, particularly in jazz. Sounds like this. Now, a rock rhythm is known as 4 to the floor. So I'm going to start by going to my beats, and I'm going to put 1 sound in each of those beats, and that's going to be my kick drum, 4 to the floor. Notice I am lining up with the numbers on top, not the numbers on the bottom. These are the beats, these are the notes. Now, a typical rock rhythm uses a closed hi-hat, so I'm going to do all the way across my closed hi-hat. And that is your typical kind of layout for a basic rock beat. When I play this, you're going to hear 4 total kicks, and you're going to hear 16 total closed hi-hats. There we go. A rock will also use a snare drum on the 3rd note of every beat. So that's number 3, number 7, number 11, and number 15. Notice I'm not on beat there. And so really standard traditional rock beat is this. Now that gets boring after a while. They will play, rock drummers will play that for a long time, typically actually 4 measures, but then at the end of the 4th measure, they'll do something called a fill. So what I basically want you to do is I want you to create this rock rhythm, or some kind of rock rhythm, something that you like, and then do something with a fill. So I'm going to go to measure 2. Notice when I click on measure 2, it's empty. I'm going to do effectively that same rhythm all the way up to beat 4, and then I'm going to put a fill in. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in, and then I'll tell you about my fill. Okay, so I have the basic rock beat all the way up to beat 4, and now, instead of doing the basic rock beat, I'm going to add another kick drum on 15. I'm going to put an open hi-hat on 14 and 16. This is a pretty standard, simple fill. It sounds like this. Notice that when I hit play, it started in measure 1, not in measure 2. Played all the way through, and then it looped itself back to measure 1. Now I'm going to redo everything in measure 1 and measure 3. Now you'll notice I made a mistake. It was a simple enough one to fix. I just simply clicked off the one that I didn't want, put in the one that I did want. Again, I have the same thing. Rock drumming is a lot of repetition because in rock bands, the person who is the drummer is often driving everything, so they have to keep it together. So here is my rock beat from rhythm or measure 1 through measure 3. Now, I don't want to start back over and do all that again. It's going to get boring if I just keep doing the same thing over. So I'm going to do another fill. I'm going to do another really standard fill, except the problem is I can only do values up to 16 in Drumbit. I would want to do more on the one that I'm doing, but that's the limitations of a drum machine. So I'm going to input this, and then I'm going to do another fill. I'm only going to do my basic rock beat in measures 1 and 2, and then I'm going to have my fill in measures 3 and 4. Okay, so in measure 3, I'm going to go up to my high tom, and I'm going to do 2 high toms. Then I'm going to do 2 medium toms. Then I'm going to do 2 low toms and 2 snare drums. Traditionally, this fill would be 4 of each. So instead of 2, this would be double the speed. Can't do that on this drum machine. As I said, that's okay. So here's my whole rhythm, beginning to end 4 measures. There we go. And that was pretty straightforward and simple. So now that I have it done, I am going to look at my kits. I don't necessarily have to stay in kit 1. I could do other things. So I'm going to take a look at the Beatbox Kit. This is a basic Beatbox Kit. So let's see what a Beatbox Kit would sound like. Now I know that a beatboxer, who's a person who does it with their mouth, would not be able to do 2 sounds at once, so I would have to adjust that. But we're just having fun with it for now, just looking. Let's look at, let's do the Dubstep Kit. Now on my Dubstep Kit, you'll notice my options changed over here, and I see the word claps. And you know what? I like that word claps, so I'm going to change these, my accent, into claps instead of snare drums. So just for the fun of it, let's hear what that sounds like. There we go. Now I have it all done. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this into a recording. So I've decided what I want to use as my sound. I'm actually going to use, I've listened to these earlier, so I'm going to use House Kit because I really like the House Kit. And then I'm going to record it. When I click record, I'm going to see that it's going to start counting. It's going to play from the beginning all the way through, and there's going to be a big square in there. That square means stop. This recording will not stop until you stop it. So you have to hit record, wait until it's done, and then you have to hit stop. As soon as I hit stop, you're going to see that it downloads down here. It'll be named drumbit.wave, in this case drumbit1.wave. Once you get it downloaded, you're going to need to rename it with your name so I know it's yours when I get it in my email or on Teams. So I click on record. Notice I had to hit stop, and notice it immediately downloaded. Right there at the bottom of my screen, you can see my yellow bars popped up. Once you've done that, rename it, send it to me. I can't wait to hear them. So I miss you guys, and I will be talking to you soon, hopefully, about instrument choice for next year, band strings or third option. So make sure you're looking out for that as well. Bye, guys.